Someone talked about you, and what was said is something that will deeply touch your heart. An unexpected confession reached a relative's ears, and now the universe wants you to know the truth, because these words, coming from the past, have the power to change everything. Dear soul, there are moments when the universe finds unexpected ways to make us see what needs to be healed within us. And when that happens, it's not always direct. Sometimes, forgiveness arrives through subtle paths, through intermediary voices, through hearts that serve as messengers for what could not yet be said face to face. The celestial guardians brought this message to you, who have been feeling a mix of longing, hurt, and uncertainty in your chest. Something inside you senses that there are truths that need to be spoken, and this message is an answer to that call. Today, a close relative mentioned something that touched your heart. Someone from your past, with whom there was a strong connection, confessed something profound about you. This confession, beloved being, was not just an outburst. It was a spiritual movement, an attempt by the universe to restore balance between two souls who once walked together. This person acknowledged mistakes, spoke of regrets, and admitted how much certain words or actions left scars. What they may not know yet is that this regret was heard far beyond human ears. The messengers of light heard, and they decided to bring this energy to you. The message from the heavens is clear. When someone confesses regret, it is not just the voice of remorse that speaks, but the soul asking for release. There is something deeply spiritual in the act of acknowledging one's own mistake. This energy seeks not only forgiveness, but balance. What this person expressed to a family member about you is a way of opening the doors to healing. They are trying, even without realizing it, to free themselves from a weight they have carried for a long time. And you, upon receiving this message, now have the opportunity to free yourself as well. Being of light, the angels show that this situation is not a coincidence. No reunion or memory happens without a purpose. They say that this confession is the seed of an emotional transformation that can bring peace to both hearts. Perhaps you still feel pain. Perhaps there are still hurts that have not been dissolved. But know this, the universe works on the soul's time, not on the clock's time. Before continuing the message, write this mantra in the comments. I choose forgiveness and peace in my heart. Now, continuing the message. The celestial messengers show that this regret comes from someone who, in the past, acted out of pride or fear. This person tried to move on, but something always pulled them back to the memories involving you. There is an energetic bond that was never completely severed, and on the spiritual planes, this connection still calls for reconciliation. Not necessarily a physical reconciliation, but a harmonization from soul to soul. You might be wondering, why now? Why does this confession arrive at this moment in my life? And the answer from the celestial guardians is simple. Because now, you are strong enough to listen without pain, to understand without resentment, and to release without losing your balance. This is one of the greatest tests of spiritual maturity, to forgive not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. The energy surrounding this confession is one of healing. This person's regret is not theatrical or superficial. It is the result of nights of reflection, of thoughts that insist on returning to the past, seeking answers. And it is through this relative, an instrument of the universe, that the message reaches you. The angels say that this relative was used as a channel of light, someone who, without knowing it, opened the door for the truth to come out. When a confession like this happens, it is because a greater force is at work. Nothing is said by chance. What you heard is the echo of something the celestial messengers have been preparing for a long time. A meeting between the guilt of one heart and the compassion of another. And it is in this meeting that forgiveness blossoms. Beloved soul, forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is understanding that the pain existed, but that it no longer needs to lead you. By forgiving, you are not saying that what happened was right, but that you choose not to allow the past to define your present. The angels ask you to look at this situation with the eyes of the soul, and not with the eyes of hurt. There is a gentle energy moving around you right now. It is clear, light, and brings a sense of tranquility. It is the presence of the messengers of light, confirming that peace is on its way. This person's confession was the beginning of a larger process. Healing doesn't happen all at once, but it begins with a gesture, a recognition, a word spoken at the right time. This is the message the universe wanted to reach you today. Forgiveness is the bridge between the past and serenity. And what was said about you was not just a confession. It was a disguised prayer, a silent request for healing that crossed planes and reached your heart. There are truths that come to us so gently that, even without realizing it, they are already beginning to heal. When the universe wants a soul to be set free, it moves everything around. Memories return, people reconnect, conversations happen by chance, and life begins to show subtle signs that something needs to be resolved. That is what is happening now. The celestial messengers show that this confession that reached you is the beginning of a much larger spiritual movement. This person who once walked beside you carries a deep regret. For a long time, they have tried to convince themselves that everything was left behind. But inside their heart, there is a weight that does not let them move on in peace. What they confessed to your relative was not just an acknowledgement of failures, but a veiled plea for forgiveness, an attempt to relieve their own spirit. They mentioned that, even without knowing how to express it, they missed the harmony that existed. They missed the peace that the presence of your affection brought. The angels show you this revelation so that you may understand. Sincere regret is a prayer. Every time someone acknowledges a mistake and wishes to correct it, the universe listens. And when the soul involved is ready to forgive, a powerful energy of healing is released. It is as if a new light turns on inside the heart, dispelling old hurts and making room for something purer and truer. This confession was not motivated by common guilt, but by a need of the soul. There is a hidden lesson in this. What this person feels today is a reflection of what the angels call a spiritual echo. Everything that is said, done, or felt with intensity leaves an energetic trace that returns when the time is right. The moment for healing has arrived, and you have been chosen to receive this truth with wisdom and compassion. Sweet soul, the messengers of light show that this regret is accompanied by a desire for inner reconciliation. This person understands that to be free from pain, they need to be forgiven. And the forgiveness you offer is not just a gift for them, but for you as well. It is an act of self-love, a gesture of greatness that cuts ties of suffering and allows peace to return to your heart. There is a different glow in the energy that surrounds you now. It comes from the celestial guardians, who place in your path this opportunity to let go of the past and embrace the present with lightness. They ask you not to judge this confession with the eyes of what was, but with the soul of one who has already grown and learned. You do not need to accept direct contact or relive what happened. Just allow peace to enter. The rest, the universe will take care of adjusting. Now write in the comments, I open my heart to peace. If this message is touching your heart, support us by clicking the Super Thanks button. This contribution is what helps keep this celestial flame alive. The celestial messengers show that what was said about you comes from a place of truth. This person, deep down, always knew that you were someone special. Even without saying it out loud, they recognized that the love, care, and attention they received were rare. And now, when time has made everything seem distant, they realize the value you always had. The longing they feel is not just for moments, but for an energy, for the feeling of being near someone who made them feel safe and at peace. The angels say that this confession should not be seen as a burden, but as proof of the power of love. True love never fades. It just changes form, transforms into learning, and finds ways to continue healing. You are now being called to be the channel for this healing. You don't need to seek answers or understand every detail. Just feel. The soul knows what the heart is still trying to translate. When forgiveness happens, something changes in the entire universe. The chains of resentment break, and what once seemed impossible dissolves in the silence of understanding. What the messengers of light wish for you today is serenity. May your heart understand that there is no need to carry the weight of those who made mistakes. Each soul learns in its own time, and the important thing is that now the energy is moving toward the light. A new cycle is beginning, being of light. The words that reached you were the seed of this transformation. May you welcome this message with tenderness, allowing the love that exists in your heart to be greater than any past pain. Because when you forgive, the entire universe rearranges itself to bless you with a new peace. Beloved being, something very special is happening in the spiritual field right now. The messengers of light show that the confession that reached you was not just a coincidence. It is a direct answer to the prayers you once made in silence, asking for clarity, understanding, and inner peace. Even without realizing it, your heart called for this healing, and now it begins to happen. This person who confessed what they feel, even without speaking directly to you, is going through a process of inner awakening. They are understanding, little by little, that the words and actions of the past left deep marks, not only on you, but on themselves. There is a weight that only true regret carries, and it is precisely this feeling that is moving everything now. The celestial guardians say that, often, forgiveness arrives indirectly because the soul does not yet know how to express what it feels. That is why the universe chooses messengers, relatives, friends, or even unexpected situations to deliver what the heart cannot say out loud. This confession, which came through someone close, is the angel's way of showing you that the cycle of pain is being closed. There is a sweet energy enveloping you at this moment, something that brings comfort and hope. It is the touch of the celestial messengers who place their hands on your heart to ease the weight that still remains. They say that now is the time to make room for the new, to let go of what tied you to the past, and to trust that everything you experienced had a purpose. The soul that once hurt you now recognizes the value of the love it received. And this confession is the way the universe balances everything that was left open. The angels want you to understand that forgiveness does not need to be spoken. It needs to be felt. You can forgive in silence, looking at the sky, allowing the energy of compassion to envelop every memory that still hurts. When you do this, something transforms inside you. The heart, once tight, begins to expand, and love, which is the essence of your soul, shines brightly again. Now the angels call out, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. This gesture ensures that you will always receive messages of light like this one. Being of light, the celestial guardians show that this person who mentioned you is going through a period of intense reflection. They may have pulled away out of pride, fear, or confusion, but time has shown what truly matters. This confession is an attempt to find peace, a way to ease their conscience and open the path to redemption. There is a sincere emotion in every word spoken about you. Even if distance still exists, the universe is rebuilding energetic bridges. This does not necessarily mean a physical reunion, but a spiritual reconciliation, where both souls are freed from old chains and can move forward lighter. The messengers of light show that when you release forgiveness, a wave of love spreads not only between you two, but to everyone who is part of your life. The angels also bring a sign. They say that to confirm this message, you may notice subtle coincidences in the coming days. A name that appears out of nowhere, a song that speaks exactly to what you are feeling, a memory that comes at the right moment. These signs are the universe's way of speaking to you, reminding you that everything is being guided by greater, benevolent forces. Forgiveness is a bridge of light between two souls. It doesn't change the past, but it changes how you carry it. By letting go of what hurt you, you create space for new blessings. And the celestial guardians affirm, what is coming into your life is light, serene, and full of harmony. The angels send a special sign in the form of a number. They say your lucky number is 2. Write in the comments, my lucky number is 2. I send protection to those I love dearly. The celestial messengers ask you to trust. Even if it seems that everything took too long, the timing of the heavens is never late. Every regret, every tear, and every memory that now comes to the surface is being used to cleanse what was stuck in both hearts. This is the beginning of a new phase, where you can finally breathe without the weight of what happened. Dear soul, the angels envelop you in an invisible embrace and say, the peace you have always sought is already within you. Let this energy surround you now. Close your eyes for a moment and feel. The confession that reached you is not just news. It is a liberation. It is the universe saying that forgiveness is the most silent and powerful miracle that exists. Sweet soul, there is something very subtle yet profound happening in your energy field. What has come to you in the form of a confession is more than words. It is a wave of energy that seeks reconciliation, healing, and release. The celestial guardians show that when a soul decides to acknowledge its mistakes, the vibration of true regret turns into light, and that light begins to dissolve the shadows that existed between two people. This message is not about reliving the past, but about transforming its meaning. The regret that came to you through a relative is not just a memory, but a spiritual opportunity. You can choose to see this as something painful, or as a door open to a new state of peace. And the messengers of light ask you to choose the second option. They show that this confession came to you because your heart is already ready to let go. The pain that was once great is now more mature, more conscious, and ready to be healed. This person, by acknowledging what they did, also begins to free you. When one soul asks for forgiveness, the universe responds by freeing the other party involved. It is a movement of cause and effect that the angels describe as the cycle of liberation. You may feel an unexplainable lightness in the coming days, as if something heavy is starting to lift from your shoulders. It is the result of forgiveness being activated within you. Even if there is a part of you that still resists, know that forgiveness does not have to be immediate. It is a seed, and the simple act of wishing for peace already allows it to begin to blossom. The celestial messengers now ask you to close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Visualize a golden light enveloping you, touching your chest, filling every space that was once occupied by hurt. This light is the presence of the guardians, helping you release what no longer serves you. This is true healing, letting go with love. The confession that reached you was a disguised gift. It came to show you that the universe works through people, and that forgiveness doesn't need an audience. It only needs a willing heart. You don't need to meet the one who hurt you to forgive. Forgiveness happens within you, silently, and its fruits spread throughout your entire life. The angels remind you that forgiveness does not erase the past, but it changes how you carry it. From now on, every memory that once brought pain will be softened by understanding. Life begins to take on new colors when the soul understands that everything that happened was part of a learning process. This person who confessed is being led by spiritual forces to evolve. And you, by receiving this message, are invited to rise as well. Forgiveness is an invisible exchange. Both the one who asks and the one who grants are blessed. The soul that erred finds peace, and the soul that forgives rediscovers the lightness of living. The energy around you changes when forgiveness happens. Situations begin to flow, relationships harmonize, sleep improves, and even the body feels the difference. The entire universe responds to a heart that decides to set itself free. Write in the comments a list of names of people you would like to forgive, including yourself. Visualize each one and say, "I forgive you and I release you." Feel the power that forgiveness brings. Try to repeat this practice daily. By practicing the act of forgiving daily, you release anxiety and calm your heart. The messengers of light say that you don't need to understand everything now. Just trust. The energy of forgiveness is like a current that, once started, continues to flow, bringing peace to places where there was once pain. There is a soft glow surrounding your energy at this moment. It is as if the entire universe is applauding you for choosing love over resentment. This is the true spiritual victory, the serenity of knowing that, even after the storms, the soul can smile again. The celestial guardians affirm that this forgiveness, which begins now, will bear lasting fruit. It will open space for new connections, for a purer love, and for lighter life experiences. Everything that was left behind is being transformed into wisdom, and the future begins to be painted with colors of hope. Beloved soul, this confession that reached you was the call from the heavens to free you from a cycle, and the angels say that the healing has already begun. Breathe, feel, and allow love to do what it does best. Restore what was broken and transform pain into strength. Dear soul, there are moments when forgiveness ceases to be just a choice and becomes a call from the heart itself. You feel, even without words, that it is time to let go, to breathe without weight, to allow love to occupy the space that was once covered by memories. This is what is happening now. The universe has moved situations, people, and feelings to guide you to this moment of liberation. The celestial guardians show that when someone confesses regret, the energy of forgiveness already begins to act, even before any response. This person who spoke about you, who revealed their guilt and longing to a relative, opened an invisible door between two hearts. This confession is the thread of light that the universe used to reach you, and it is through it that the angels ask you to let go of what remains. This is not a story of physical reunion, but of spiritual reconciliation. The messengers of light say that forgiveness does not always mean re-establishing an earthly bond. Sometimes it is simply acknowledging that each person played the role they needed to play in the other's life. What happened between you was not a mistake, but a lesson that now concludes with wisdom. There is an energy of gratitude that is beginning to form within you. It may seem subtle, but it is real. The simple act of understanding the truth behind this confession awakens compassion. And it is this compassion that dissolves the pain. You begin to realize that no one makes mistakes out of malice, but out of ignoring the love that dwells within them. And when you understand this, forgiveness ceases to be an effort and becomes a natural consequence of love. The angels ask you to look at this situation with sweetness. What was said about you, even if it brings back old memories, comes wrapped in a pure intention, the search for peace. The soul that confessed is being guided by the same celestial messengers who are now by your side. You are being healed together, even without direct contact. As you allow this energy to act, your heart begins to expand. A silent relief is setting in, a feeling that everything is in its right place. This is the universe's response, saying that the cycle has closed. From now on, everything that is built will be on lighter foundations. Sweet soul, forgiveness is one of the greatest expressions of universal love. It needs no applause or witnesses, for it happens in the silence of the soul. And the messengers of light show that this silence is filled with gratitude. Every tear that escapes now is a drop of healing. Every memory that returns is an opportunity for purification. The confession that reached you was a spiritual gift. It showed you that the love that was once hurt did not disappear. It only transformed, and now you are invited to transform what you feel as well. Resentment, when embraced with awareness, turns into understanding, and understanding transforms into peace. The celestial guardians say that forgiveness is the greatest sign of strength a soul can express. It shows that you are not trapped in the past, but that you have learned from it. And by doing so, you make room for the new. The love that is coming your way, be it romantic, familial, or spiritual, will arrive clean, free from old pains. You are being prepared for a new time, a time when the heart learns to trust again, when life begins to surprise you in a gentle way again. Everything you had to live through was necessary to get here. Now the messengers of light say, the soul that forgives attracts miracles, and the first miracle is happening inside you. If you've made it this far, consider subscribing to the channel. A simple gesture, but one that makes all the difference. Dear soul, take a deep breath. Allow yourself to feel the lightness of this moment. The universe is surrounding you with love. The angels are whispering a new story for your life. A story where the past no longer weighs you down, and the future arrives with serenity. The forgiveness you have offered, even in silence, is a prayer that echoes through the spiritual planes, and the echo of this prayer will return in the form of blessings. Everything that was said about you, everything that was confessed, is being transformed into light at this very moment. The universe celebrates with you, dear soul, because every time a soul chooses to forgive, a part of the world becomes lighter. Beloved soul, in this instant, the universe envelops you with a mantle of light so soft, it almost blends with the air you breathe. It is the response to your surrender, to your heart that, even when wounded, chose the path of peace. The celestial guardians say that when you decide to truly forgive, waves of healing spread not only through your life, but also through the lives of all who are connected to you by bonds of affection and energy. This confession that came to you was a divine instrument for this. It was the key that opened an old door, locked by memories that now lose their power. The soul that confessed its regret has already begun to feel the relief of having spoken, and you, in turn, already feel the lightness of having understood. It is a silent meeting, guided by the messengers of light, where both are set free. The angels show you a vision, two lights walking in different directions, but united by a golden thread. This thread represents the learning, the respect, the connection that, even at a distance, remains pure. Forgiveness does not erase stories. It simply makes love become greater than the pain. And that is exactly what is happening inside you now. The celestial guardians affirm that this liberation will make way for new blessings. Love in all its forms will begin to flow again. Life will become lighter, and the heart more willing to feel without fear. When forgiveness is true, it changes the vibration of everything around. Kinder people draw near, unexpected opportunities arise, and even the environment seems brighter. You might even notice that old dreams start to return to your mind, not as longing, but as invitations from the universe to live again, with confidence. The celestial messengers tell you that this new phase will not be a repetition of the past, but a celebration of the wisdom you have acquired. The pain has turned into strength, and the longing has converted into gratitude. Sweet soul, forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. It is the breath that renews, the invisible embrace from the heavens that says, you are ready to move forward. There is no longer a need to carry anyone else's guilt. The universe is just and loving, and each soul receives exactly the experiences it needs to grow. You have already fulfilled your role. Now is the time for lightness. Feel how the energy shifts when you accept this. The heart, once tight, now beats in harmony. The memories cease to hurt and begin to teach. With each breath, you draw closer to the serenity that the angels have been offering you since the beginning of this message. There is a special message from the celestial guardians for you. All that was taken will be replaced by something better. All that hurt you now teaches you, and all that departed made room for the new to flourish. You are not alone, being of light. The love of the angels accompanies you. They surround you at this moment, creating a circle of protection and hope. Allow this energy to fill your home, your thoughts, and your path. May celestial peace become your constant companion. Share this video with 2 dear people who are in need of this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer for your guardian angel. The messengers of light are attentive to every word born from a sincere heart. When you share love, the universe multiplies it. Every gesture of yours is a spark of light sent into the world. And that is why, now, you are being guided to inspire other people. Those who also need to understand that forgiveness is not weakness, but an act of courage. The celestial guardians show that your story will be an example for many. The way you handled the pain, with wisdom and serenity, will serve as inspiration for other souls who are still learning to let go. You have become a channel of healing. Dear soul, the time for tears is over. From this moment on, the universe begins to show you that there is joy after sadness, a new beginning after loss, and love after silence. The confession that reached you was not an end, but the sign of a spiritual fresh start. Feel proud of what you have become. Your light is now stronger, more stable, sweeter. The love that once hurt, today teaches. And the angels, smiling, say that all of heaven celebrates this transformation. Beloved being, the time has come to understand the true purpose of all you have lived. The confession that came to you, through a relative, was not a coincidence or a simple memory. It was an answer from the universe to a silent request for healing, made a long time ago. Today that healing is complete. The celestial guardians show that this message was a circle that has closed. Every emotion, every memory, every tear you shed had a reason. To free the soul from old bonds and open the way for serenity. Forgiveness was the bridge that united 2 stories and led them to peace. There is a serene energy, like a soft breath, that surrounds your entire being. It is the sign that the universe has welcomed your gesture. You chose compassion over bitterness, understanding over pride, and that has transformed not only your life, but also the life of the one who hurt you. Forgiveness is the silent miracle that heals the unseen and blesses the seen. The messengers of light say that, at this moment, new doors are beginning to open before you. Where there was once doubt, there will be clarity. Where there was fear, courage will be born. And where there was longing, a new feeling will sprout. Gratitude. You will learn to look at the past with tenderness, not with pain. This is the wisdom that evolved souls carry, understanding that nothing was in vain. The person who confessed their regret is being touched by the same light that now surrounds you. The angels are guiding both paths, each one moving in the right direction, but connected by harmony. The bond that was once of pain has now become a golden thread of learning. Nothing was lost. Everything was transformed. Dear soul, you are a seed of light in the world. Your capacity to understand, welcome, and forgive is a reflection of an ancient, wise, and loving soul. With each act of forgiveness, you contribute to collective healing. What happened between you and this person was just an instrument for love to expand. The celestial guardians say, you are not alone. Every step you take is accompanied by us. Every kind thought is seen and blessed. There is a greater plan guiding you, and everything that seemed confusing now begins to make sense. Time did not erase love. It only polished it. Feel the presence of the messengers of light around you. They touch your heart and say that what comes next is filled with simple joys, true encounters, and moments of fullness. The universe is rewarding you for keeping faith even when you did not understand the way. The confession that brought you here was the final link in an old chain. Now it breaks, and you are free. Free to love again, to trust again, to smile again. And the angels tell you, what arrives is new, pure, and full of purpose. From this moment on, everything changes. The universe acknowledges your surrender and places you under a new vibration. You will attract lighter people, more harmonious situations, and quieter days. This is the harvest of forgiveness, the sweetest fruit a soul can bear. Feel the gentle breeze that touches your face now. It is the touch of the angels, confirming that you are ready to move forward. The past has fulfilled its mission. The future awaits you with open arms, full of possibilities and light. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, I choose peace and release the past. Come back whenever you feel a longing. Subscribe to the channel Every day, the angels send messages of light. You are not alone. Thank you and see you in the next video.